Hi, welcome to a very new podcast.
Brand
Yeah, we hope you hate as much as we do. We hate
Hate.
everything. We hate a lot of things, and we think that, it's warranted.
It is.
Haters, we're just haters. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Haters.
Hey everyone, welcome to
Hey.
H8rs. I'm Katie, and that's Tawny, and we're here to talk about Taylor Swift.
But I also feel like there's something millennially special about being a hater. Because
Really?
I feel like we were the first chat room kids. We were the first ones on AIM. We were the first ones who were able to really bring out that teenage viciousness in such creative ways.
I will say, if we didn't have all of this social media to talk about the new Taylor Swift record, I don't know that the consensus would be that it sucks. Right?
I mean, and
Just because
no one would know.
of how it's gone in the past for her, and how I'm just thinking, I guess, about how loyal her
Fan
fans
base.
are.
So let's go back.
Yes, let's go back.
Because we're not that much older than Miss Taylor Allison Swift. We have to also acknowledge that we understand that it's crazy to start a new podcast that is about hating on something and go
Yes.
immediately for Taylor Swift. It's like, we get it. But
Yes.
also, the concept behind the podcast is the more that we talk about pop culture, reality TV, all the shit that we love, we find things that kind of divide the internet, even if for a moment in time. And these days, if you critique anything, then everybody's like, oh, you're just a hater. But some things warrant a little bit of hate. So I think that is now our job to find.
I think it's it originated with millennials, but Gen Z has really perfected this is problematic, and I'll tell you why.
That's so true, yeah. I feel like back in the chat rooms, there was a way to be a hater, and it was fun, and it was like a hobby or a pastime. Where I feel like now that has changed a little bit. And some of it I'm thankful for, because I'm glad that we don't go for the low jokes anymore, that we're trying to, punch up.
Yeah.
Because back in our day, it was just like, well, you're fucking fat and your thighs rub together, and that's why your jeans ripped.
Oh my God. I don't
Is that too
remember.
specific?
I don't remember these chat room days of saying things like that.
Well, so when did you go into AOL chat rooms and stuff?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
What
And I
was
would meet men, right? And they would say ASL, and I
Right.
would make up an older age.
Of course.
And then my friend and I thought the idea of blowjobs was hilarious.
They are.
And so we would get to the point where, they don't want to have cyber sex. And so then we'd be like, yeah, now I'm giving you a blowjob. And then we would go, and now I bite. Bite, 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 bite. And they would go, what? What the fuck? And then we would leave.
Leave, yes. And the door would
And-
slam.
Yeah, I think it would. Yeah.
Yeah. That was
Ooh.
the best part.
Rough
What a
for
rush.
them. But see, I thought about this recently, and I was like, we were the original To Catch a Predator. And
Truly.
that's why I don't remember. Okay. Actually, you're right. Someone at some point gave me a buddy list that I could copy into my buddy list, and it was everyone at school. And then me and my friend would be mean. We were mean to this one girl who was she was a bitch. But then her friend was larger, and we called her the Titanic.
Oh no.
And that was mean, but it was more about the other girl. You know what I mean?
right. So yeah, you had to be mean to her because she was friends
She was
with
the
girl.
easier target, I think. I think that's all
that
it
is
was.
the way that it goes for sure. I
Yeah.
mean, kids are mean. The teenage years are really rough.
Yeah. And so you're right. It was the low blow. Yeah.
Yeah, and I feel like at least that has changed. Now when
True.
people argue on the internet, they're much more annoying for sure, but you
Yeah.
have to be a little bit more clever. Like, people are so funny.
Well, right now, all the arguments about like stop hating on Taylor Swift is like you're just being misogynistic.
Well, that's always been the argument, I feel.
Yeah.
So, like,
Yeah.
what was that? What do you remember about when Taylor Swift first came out? Right? So, how old are we now? If she was like 16, what do you got?
Here's a very crystal clear memory I have
Oh, my.
because in college, I went and interned at MTV, and this was 2008 when TRL was like on its last legs.
Oh my gosh.
I know, but what a dream come true.
Truly.
Yeah. So TRL shot every day of the week. And so you would rotate every week to a new show that MTV was producing. So one week you're on TRL, another week you're on Made, another week you're on, God, what the fuck else was there?
That was like the Laguna Beach, Hills, Jersey Shore was all like becoming a thing too, right? Or is it too early?
Yeah, but like I think it was, but none of them came. This was the summer.
It was almost like different MTV.
You know what? I felt like MTV was trying to adapt. So like the guests we had were Camp Rock, and I was like, that's from Disney. Like, I'm not watching that. I'm
Like the
too cool.
Jonases, Camp Rock?
The Jonases, Demi Lovato, Selena
Okay, yeah.
Gomez. I remember my friend being like, Selena Gomez is so mature and so well spoken. And then Taylor Swift came in, and these fans had made her a poster. And as they were leaving, they brought me the poster and they were like, can you give this to Taylor Swift? Meanwhile, I'm remembering my training, which was don't talk to the celebrities, you know, or what I think it was don't fangirl,
Yeah.
you know, so maybe that's where that was ingrained into me. But I probably could have, like, so sometimes I'd be walking down the hallway and like someone would walk by and say, hey, and I would be like, making a very awkward face. When I probably could have been like, hi, how are you?
Like
you know?
a person, yeah.
So I held this poster.
But
and
life's
like,
very scary at that age too.
Yeah, I
When
was
you're, like,
21.
and you're new in the world.
Yeah.
And also, I want to know, when you were working at MTV, like, how did you dress? Because I look back at some of my outfits that I was wearing doing like my random office jobs, and I'm just so glad that we didn't all have cameras all the time. So what are you wearing at MTV?
I think I looked pretty cool.
I bet you did.
And I had this little cardigan that had like short sleeves.
Whoa, Easter egg.
Yeah. Yeah. And I would put it on. It was like bright blue. And I would put it on over like a totally different color tank top.
Obviously.
I don't know. That was a cute outfit. I also think I was skinnier, so things fit. But anyways, so
I mean,
I'm
the
holding...
tank top really got us from point A to point B all the time. So that's really all you...
Yeah.
Okay, so there...
I'm standing there with this poster watching Taylor Swift like approach me with her entourage, you know? And I'm just like, hey, thinking like, I can't give this to her because what if I get fired? Even though she probably would have been like, oh my God, thank you.
Right.
And then taken it to her dressing room and thrown it away.
Right.
You know?
Ripped it into little tiny pieces.
Yeah.
And made confetti.
Yeah.
And then wrote a song about confetti.
You gave me a dumb poster, stupid bitch.
I ripped it to shreds.
Anyway, so I just watched her walk by and then I put it in the garbage can and I was like, that girl thinks I gave it to her and that's all that matters. And I also vividly remember people in the audience asking her how she did her hair because this is when it was very curly. And she said, well, I actually have curly hair. So she was like, I just kind of let it air dry. And then when it comes time to go out on stage, then I get a curling iron and like touch up some of the curls.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, that's cool.
Those were the Fearless days, right? She had like the big old curly blonde hair when she still had the country accent when she sang.
Yeah. So I remember not giving a fuck about her because I'm not into country. Are you?
So I was raised on all of it because my parents were super young. They were 20 when they had me, you know? So.
And that's who loves country.
No. So my dad was like super into rock. My mom, Alanis, Celine, like all the
Yeah.
bangers. But my grandmother, she loved country, and it was a lot of Johnny Cash, Dolly Parton, um, Brooks and Dunn, like Reba McEntire was played so much. So I did love Tim McGraw, of course. So when Taylor Swift came out, I guess I'm like, what? I don't know, 18-ish, 19. For me, I'm already at the bar. So we played a lot of Taylor Swift just because it was so fun and boppy and catchy.
Like what? Name a song.
We loved Love Story.
Okay.
What else was on that first album? I don't even know. I would like mix them
I
all
don't
up.
know.
Yeah, but
Because actually it was that fall after my stint at TRL that the Kanye West thing happened at the VMAs.
so that was 2016, right?
No.
No. 2016 is when all the beef
2000
came to a head.
Maybe
That
it
was
was 2009. 2009.
2009. I'm sorry. Yeah, I was thinking of when they like.
Yeah, because they
beefed
held
again.
on to it for like clearly 7 years.
It was 2009 when Taylor won the best female video for "You Belong with Me." We used to bump that one at the bar too.
Mm.
And during her acceptance speech, Kanye West storms the stage, grabs the mic, and says, "Yo, Taylor, I'm really happy for you. I'm gonna let you finish." But Beyonce had one of the best videos of all time. I remember watching this happen. Do you?
Me too. Yeah.
Yeah. That was crazy.
I think I was like, oh, wow, this is fucked up
Hell
of
yeah.
him to do.
And she
And
looked
stunned.
terrified, embarrassed. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, Beyonce looked embarrassed. It was the craziest shit. And this was like, TV was so good then too, because they didn't have as much technology as they have now. So you a lot of times got to see so much of the shit that they're able to cut now. Like watching shit live is even different than it used to be.
Yeah.
But we saw everything and it was amazing.
Right. Right. But that's such a huge moment. Like, there's no reason to cut it. So I don't know, because it benefited
true,
so
too.
many people too.
That's
you know?
so true. I think that's just part of TV, right? But I think when you're just like an average person, you forget that aspect all the time. That like the drama of it and the like turmoil is the point, because people love that
Right.
shit. I mean,
Right.
here we are talking about it like 15
Yeah.
years later or whatever it is.
Right. And we're hoping that all of this trashing of Taylor is compelling. You know? But that was kind of her first victim moment. It was kind of like that set the narrative for her.
But that's a legit moment. you
Right,
know?
right.
Like she
But
didn't
don't
make that
you-
shit up. That really happened.
No. And I kind of think, because this was after, I believe, Kanye West was on that live thing for September 11th with Mike Myers.
George
he
Bush
said
doesn't
George
like black
Bush
people.
Doesn't care about black people.
Yeah.
Like
True.
him. Yeah, him standing up for Beyonce, I think, was him standing up for black artists.
I
That's
believe
how
so, too.
I don't know when I figured that out, because, you know,
Yeah.
it took me a while to realize that, yeah, racism exists.
Fair, yeah.
But
I mean, probably not
um,
fair, but same.
yeah, but it was like he was drinking Jack Daniels on the red carpet, and I think he was thinking, I'm going to do something noble, and he wasn't thinking about Taylor.
I mean, and
You
we
know.
know now that he's unwell, you know?
He's
that
very
shit didn't
unwell.
start yesterday. That's not how
No.
mental illness works. That's been brewing. Like the time when mental illness really starts driving the bus, if it exists,
Yeah.
for a lot of young
Yeah.
men, is like the mid-20s. That shit starts clicking in. As soon as the brain develops, that's when the mental illness is like beep, beep, beep. So
Yeah, the frontal lobe comes in.
I mean, you're already like famous or working towards it, but that was crazy to watch
Yeah.
in real time. So Beyonce ended up winning an award, and then she invites Taylor up to finish her speech.
Yeah.
Yes. And then was
queen.
it, maybe it wasn't the following year, but she's like, oh, there's always going to be a man who's going to try to take credit for your success. Maybe that was later, because that kind of seems like it's related to when he did Famous,
Yeah.
which that was crazy too.
So to continue down the Kanye, so interestingly, Kanye publicly apologizes, and then Taylor presents him with the Video Vanguard Award at the 2015 VMAs and calls him a friend. It took 5 years. I don't remember that.
Oh, I remember that.
Then he must have called her and said, hey, I'm going to put you in this song Famous. And she was like, I love that. Now, do you remember? Here's what happened, right? He calls her, gets approval. Then he puts the song out. She's pissed because he says, I made that bitch famous.
Yes.
What comes next? You tell me.
So this is where it's interesting, right? Because at this point in time for me, like I said, I knew Taylor's bops, and that's all I know to this day. I'm not a Swiftie. I'm not like a lore knower. There's no album of hers that I've listened all the way through. None of that.
Right. There was some talk of her relationships in the media, but that was kind of
Right.
like the other thing to know.
Right. But I was a Kanye West fan.
Oh.
So this was interesting, right? So I sat on a different side, and I was one of those people who was just kind of like, on Taylor. Now, do I think a lot of my original meh-ness was rooted in some internal misogyny? Probably. And I've had like friends that I've talked to, and we like deconstruct that shit together. But the place that I have gotten to now with things that we'll critique her on later, I don't think have anything to do with misogyny. And then now I'm at a point of like knowing more about her where I just get frustrated with her being upheld as like the ultimate feminist. So I'm like,
Just because of all these other things that she
Right.
can point to.
So it's like anyone who doesn't like her must be a misogynist. And she's also who to look to for ultimate like femininity and how to be a feminist. And I'm like, not so much. So I remember when this song came out, and it's interesting because the video at the time was so scandalous. So Kanye West has this, they're all wax figures and they're all completely naked. And there's a couple other, like Chris Brown, I think is in the bed. Rihanna's in the bed. It's interesting, but it's fucking Kanye West.
Isn't Donald Trump in it too?
He might be, which is so nuts when we come forward, they get here.
Like,
Taylor
I bet
Swift's
he
there.
was like, make me a wax figure of naked Donald Trump. And someone was like, do you want to
And they're like,
think
are you
twice?
sure?
Do you want to think about that for a sec? And he was
Well,
like, nah.
Our FBI agents have been listening because all I had to type was who, and Google was like, was in Kanye West's famous music video.
Great.
So George Bush, who doesn't like black people, Donald Trump, Anna Wintour, Rihanna, Chris Brown, Taylor Swift, Kanye West, Kim Kardashian, they were a couple. Were they a couple yet for this?
Yeah.
Ray J, Amber Rose, Caitlyn Jenner, and fucking Bill Cosby. Okay. So like in retrospect, I'm so confused.
Okay. Well, because I can see Kanye has history with all of these people. But when it comes to Bill Cosby, I don't know how those two go together.
But also just like putting Rihanna in bed with her abuser.
Right.
Amber Rose, like we know now Kanye was awful to her. Kim's stepfather, I just like.
Yeah.
So I mean, yeah, it was strange, and of course Kanye got to call it art, which
Right.
I mean, I'm not the art police,
Right. If you want to do art, it should say something.
Yeah. So Kanye claims that he had called her and got permission for these lyrics. And like we said, she didn't approve the "I made the bitch famous" part. She says that he only told her, I feel like me and Taylor might still have sex. And I do believe that in the phone call that eventually gets leaked from Kim, Taylor's talking like, oh, it's so cheeky. It's so feminist. Like, I don't know if she used the word feminist, but I remember it just being funny. And I mean, still at this point, I wasn't really that into her. So when Kim released the phone call, I was kind of like, that's kind of funny.
Me too.
Because it had already felt like Taylor had positioned herself, like you said, as a victim in so many
Yeah.
situations prior that I was just kind of over it, you know?
Right.
And I'm not I wasn't into the Kardashians either. Like, I've never watched them. Obviously, I know who the fuck they are. I know a lot of their backstory because how do you not? But it's not like I was a fan of either. I mean, like I said, I had been a fan of Kanye until he really started the spiral, which was right all around the same time.
Yeah.
I mean, this video might be, like I said, in retrospect, this might be where it really went off the fucking cliff. But so at this point, when they released the phone call, right? Kim calls Taylor a snake, and Taylor gets flooded with snake
emojis on Instagram.
And it's so traumatizing, which honestly, I'm sure it was. But then she retreated and she hid away for a year. But she positioned this in the media as her being canceled.
Yeah.
But earlier that year, she had won an award. So
was it after the phone call?
No, I think it might have been before, but it was still just, I think the idea of canceling, I think what I mean is Taylor Swift's image and her brand and the money being generated from such was not affected in any way by this. If anything, it was increased because Taylor has the kind of fan base. I mean, I have seen some of these fans say that they will just leave their phone open and play her album over and over again with the volume down in hopes that she gets the streams. You know, like if they're at work and they can't listen, like they'll just put it on and stream it.
That reminds me. Remember when she made everyone take her music off the streaming apps because she said it wasn't giving her enough money?
Yes. She got into big beef with Spotify, right? And won, I believe.
Yeah. Yeah. And what did she win? More money?
I think so. I mean, this is where it's always... This is...
I know. It's like, we don't know how much you should be making or how much she wanted and, you know.
And imagine what the way sales were affected. Like, were you somebody who went and bought CDs, like, when they came out and stuff? Back in the day?
Probably not since, like, Britney Spears released Blackout.
Yes, I was, like, always... For us, it was the Franklin Mills Mall, and I was always at FYE. I was there. I was ready. I loved buying a CD.
Me too. But
so, yeah, I wanted to sit there and I wanted to read the lyrics on the back of the thing. Yeah. I feel like I was there buying so many Eminem CDs. I can't even remember at this point. I wish I remembered the last CD that I bought. I really do.
But then also burning discs got big. Oh so my friends and I would bring all our CDs to each other's houses. And then one time I left all my CDs at someone's house and then we had a falling out. And I was like, damn, I just want my CDs back.
No, did you ever get them back?
Yeah, but I had to fight someone.
Like physically fight them?
Yeah, but it didn't really. I was tall. I was taller.
So you stepped on her?
No, I was just like, this is silly.
Yeah.
And I said, I'm just going to hold your head.
Perfect.
And she was like, I don't like that. And I was like, yeah, so just give me my fucking CDs. And I think she threw them in the grass or the bushes, you know.
Burning CDs. Like, what a time to be alive. Yeah. I remember when I first got my car and then I just had like CD books in my car and I thought I was like the coolest fucking person.
Well, music was so hard to come by, you know? Now
I remember.
Like, you want to listen to something? I got it.
Remember when you were on LimeWire and it would take you hours to find the song that you wanted, and then you finally would, and you would download it, and you're sitting there watching the bar download, and then it finally comes on, and it's just like LimeWire or like whatever fucking random, or it's just like the same sound on repeat, and you're like, wow, I got. I sat there forever, and I got played.
See, I downloaded the 03 Bonnie and Clyde, Jay-Z and Beyonce,
iconic.
And there's. I believe it's that song, but halfway through a guy goes, "Ooh, Jay-Z!"
What the? I can't remember. I wish I knew what song. If the song was on, I would know. But there was this one song that I had downloaded, and then when it got to the end, it was like a radio station,
Yeah.
like outro, and he was like, "Nothing but the hits, nothing but the motherfucking hits." And like to this day, every time I hear that song, which of course I can't think of what it is,
You still say
my
it.
brain and at the end is like, "Nothing but the motherfucking hits."
I think that happened with Die Another Day by Madonna. I downloaded that one. And like clearly the sound was bad, The sound was bad. But I was just like,
Do you remember
die.
calling into radio stations to request songs?
I don't think I did that.
Me and my cousin one time, we wanted to hear "Dream, He Loves You Not"
I
so
love that
bad.
song.
Yes.
I love it.
So we were calling like our 3 locals, like we were on top of it. We're like, we're getting in this time, right? So finally someone picks up. My cousin's confident. He's ready. And he's like, "Dream, He Loves You Not." He's like, "We need to hear it." And they're like, "It's literally playing right now." So yeah, we had turn the radio down so we could make the phone calls. But
yeah.
then we missed the song
Damn.
while we were trying to request the song. And then it was like, you never knew when you were going to hear it again. That's what the crazy part was.
I know. So you would just sit and wait.
You would literally sit and wait, and then sometimes sit with your hand on your record of your cassette so that you could record it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or sometimes with your voicemail, because you had to make a new song voicemail.
Oh, I never did that.
What?
On your cell phone?
Yes.
I don't know that.
It would get to the part where they'd be like, "Leave a message," and you would just like play a song instead. And that way people knew your mood and what you were thinking and feeling. It was also a great passive aggressive way to like fight with your friends. It's great. Very petty stuff. I mean, and we also had MySpace top 8. Like, this is what I'm saying. Like, we are the hater generation. Like, what a mean spirited thing. A top 8?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Why am I not in your top 8?
Why? Or like, what about when your friends like moved you down one?
Yeah, you'd be like, what? Why?
Like, why am I 3? What did I do? We just had pizza last night. You slept at my fucking house, and then you changed me from your second friend to your third friend while you were at my fucking house. That's crazy.
Who's that second friend?
Yeah.
Is she getting you pizza? No.
Yeah,
You
why
just
is it-
wish she did. You just wish. She's not, though.
She won't.
Okay, well, we were talking about that phone call.
So that's when
the way that Kim edited it, right? It looked like Taylor lied.
It did.
And then she was a snake, and then she went into hiding. And then she finally, I think she wiped her Instagram, and everyone was like, "Oh my God, something's coming." And this was kind of the beginning of her doing these big, like, Easter egg PR things.
Yep.
And released first the song, "Look What You Made Me Do."
Look what you made me do.
Right. This was her Reputation era, right?
Yeah. Yeah, but that song, I remember it getting hyped and like
Look
when
what
it
you
dropped.
made me do. Well, yeah, the release was on like an award show, wasn't it?
I
feel
don't
like-
know.
yeah,
I
I'm
watched
pretty-
it on YouTube, I think. So I don't
I'm
know.
pretty sure it was like released like during an award show because we were already seated, and it was like a big thing because she had been in hiding where it
August
would have been.
24th, 2017.
Well-
Okay, the accompanying music video premiered at the 2017 MTV Video Music Awards and contains various implications of Swift's celebrity that received widespread media speculation. This is a terrible sentence.
So this is when I was like, okay, girl. Like, I liked it. I'm very much into
Yeah.
turning it around, owning your shit. I felt
Yeah.
like this was, as a
It was
non-Swiftie,
badass.
it felt
Right.
badass. It felt badass as much as she could give us. You know what I mean? Like, it was as tough as she could get. But I liked it. I enjoyed it because Taylor Swift is a pop star. All right? Like, I know people like to argue that she's like a singer, but for me, she's not a vocalist. And that's not to say that she can't sing. That's not what I'm saying.
Yeah. Yeah.
But when I think of someone like Adele, or I think of someone like Florence Welch, or Alabama Shakes, Brittany from Alabama Shakes, like, those are like vocalists. Those are people who you can go watch them and they're just sitting there singing to you, and you're like, that was the greatest thing I've ever fucking seen.
Yeah.
But Taylor Swift puts on a show. you know? She's a pop star. And those things are very different. So I do think like her shit's catchy and it's fun. So I understand why people gravitate towards that kind of stuff. But then I think for someone like me, I'm like, everybody classifying her as the greatest of all time in absolutely every category is just kind of annoying. Like it gets annoying, you know?
Right, right.
But I loved it. I was like, I love that. And then it was like, how did it end where she's like,
The old Taylor
The
can't
old-
come to the phone right now.
fuck
Why?
yeah.
Because she's dead.
Yup.
Oh.
I'm trying to think of like where I was in my life in 2017. Oh, I had just met my awful ex-boyfriend. So that's funny. That's
Oh.
crazy. Well, no, not yet. October I met him. So yeah, I was in my I was in my
okay.
badass era too. I was about to have my life ruined.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
so
also Reputation, which you don't know because I don't think you had the album. And I didn't until 2 years ago get into it. But is a love. It's a lot of love.
really? Who was she in love with?
Yeah.
Joe.
Joe, but Carly Kloss. For real.
Oh, that's okay.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Okay. So the one thing, because I know for someone who says they're not into her, I know so much about Taylor Swift, but I also feel like you kind of can't, you know? Like we grew up
Yeah.
alongside of her. She's been there every step of the way.
Yeah.
I feel like we went to school together. So I don't really know shit though about the Gaylor lore. You've been lightly filling me in, but let's go there. Tell me. So where did this first start where people were like, oh, they're in love? Or how did her and Carly Kloss become friends? It was a tweet, right? Didn't Carly Kloss be like, Taylor, would love to be friends with you, girl? And then they crossed
when I
that.
got into it, it was all of the signs, you know, all of the little Easter eggs that she put out that were like that it's Carly Kloss. And that's what I was into. But I wanted to see when she got with Joe Alwyn, quote unquote. They met at the Met Gala, probably in 2016.
So
Then
yeah,
they
she
went-
met him right when all the Kanye Kim stuff.
Oh, yeah.
That was all
Yeah.
the same year. What a crazy year she had. Truly.
Yeah.
So the beginning of Kaylor is 2012 to 2013. Carly Kloss. Oh, okay. She was a supermodel, Victoria's Secret angel.
Yeah.
They crossed paths publicly in 2012, and Taylor mentions in a Vogue interview that she'd love to be friends with Carly. Carly tweets back, "Love the Vogue piece, your kitchen or mine." They meet shortly after and become fast friends, and she becomes part of Taylor's famous Girl Squad era, 2013 to 2015.
Swift performed at the Victoria's Secret fashion show in 2013 where Kloss walked the runway while they were like both on stage, and it was so cute.
So they became instant friends.
Yeah,
this is-
and remember, like, she always had her girl squad, so it's not Reputation. I think it's 1989.
Yeah, it's
where
her
she's got
1989
the bad
era.
blood. Because okay, remember her feud with Katy Perry?
Yes, it was over backup dancers, right?
Yeah, it was dumb. It just like led to them taking swipes at each other in their music and stuff. But also, like, I remember Taylor saying, you know, when you have a friend but you're not sure if you're friends because every time you talk to them you feel like they're making fun of you.
They're wolf in sheep's clothing. Didn't she tweet that shit out?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She did. So, and that was the beginning of Katy Perry's flop era because she put out
Swish, swish.
Witness. Yeah. But I enjoyed Swish Swish Bitch.
It is fun. It is fun. It's poppy.
I thought that was a good song. And then the rest of the album was kind of like, what are you doing? You know? And she spent 24 or 48 hours in a house with cameras on the whole time. And I was at work and I had a friend and I was like, are you watching this? And she was like, yeah, what the fuck? And I was like, I don't know. And
Why do people do that?
she needed to sell records. Could you imagine? Like,
no.
what Taylor is doing is every day coming out with multiple variants.
Yeah.
Give us a Big Brother house, Taylor.
You know what? That's so true because
You know?
I would watch. Even if they made us pay
Yeah.
$5 for the stream, I would do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I
she'd
wouldn't
be there
even
with
share yours. I'd pay
Travis.
for my own. Travis would probably be there, depending on what day of the week it was, maybe.
Yeah.
I mean,
They're not allowed to bang the night before a football show, right?
I don't think that's like an actual law or anything.
I think don't they have a curfew?
Oh, yeah, they do have curfew. But I don't know if like no sex is part of it. Do you only have sex before like 10 p.m.?
No, only after. So.
Got it. They do have curfew though.
Yeah, I don't know. I would just be like, Taylor, we need to go to bed. Like what does she say?
And she'd be like, I don't have to knock on wood. That's what she would say.
Yeah, but what did she say to Jimmy Fallon about how she's so locked in because he's putting his life on the line? He's like, Taylor, tomorrow I have to put my life on the line. And she's like, show me that wood. These thighs are open, baby. And he's like, Taylor.
And she's like, turn the key to my thighs. Like,
Yeah.
this is the shit. Okay. Past couple days have been, what a wild ride.
Yeah.
All right. So tell me about this. Tell me about how gay Taylor Swift is. So her and Carly Kloss are friends and they're pictured everywhere, right? They're always at the Rhode Island house. They're going to award shows. They're hanging out everywhere. And she was also in the Bad Blood video, right? So that was the video that was shot at Katy Perry. So we're in like the 2014, 2015 era. No one knows what's coming. Taylor Swift and Kanye are still friends. All is right in the world. And then people are like, she's gay.
Yeah, it was always kind of an undercover thing. Like, the thing that convinced me were the lines. Okay, the Lover era, the Lover album, which comes right after Reputation. So Reputation is about like longing and we can't be together and I hope you love me as much as I love you. And then she comes out with Lover, which is kind of like cements like these two people are in love. So she has a song, You Need to Calm Down, remember?
Yes. And that's said to be like an LGBTQ anthem, right?
Yes. There's like lines in it about
throwing shade never made anybody less gay.
Less gay.
There it is. That's the one.
And then if you watch the music video, there's one scene where she has this like wig on. And the colors in it are like pink and purple and teal, which is the bi flag.
Okay.
Okay. And then there was this rumor or something that she was going to wear this rainbow dress to an award show. Christian Siriano designed it. But it just didn't happen because it was like they were preparing for her to come out. But then something happened and she decided not to, and she didn't wear the dress. And the person that wound up wearing the dress was like Billy, it's Billy Porter. Sorry, Billy Porter.
Oh, I know
wore
exactly.
the dress.
Oh my God.
And it didn't go with his skin tone because it had this like lining that was like more of a white or peach like skin tone that would it didn't go with his skin tone. So it was like, why is he wearing this dress? Oh, it was made for Taylor Swift.
Interesting.
No one's confirmed it, right? And you were just asking, has she talked about gayness?
Yeah, was she like outspoken about LGBTQ stuff?
I believe it was all at this same time.
And also, I guess
filming
culturally, this is when it really started to blossom as well, which sounds so crazy to talk about, you know, but it really wasn't that long ago that people were starting to feel comfortable.
Yeah. Well, once Trump got into office the first time.
Yeah, which is, coming up on us in the Taylor Swift era.
Yeah. Once he got into office, and then I believe she's making the Lover album. And while she's making that, she makes the documentary Miss Americana. And that's where she finally reveals that she's a Democrat, because previous to that, she had so many country followers, so many fans. So her team was like, we don't want you to piss them off by taking a side politically that might piss off a lot of your fan base. But she was then speaking, I think about the gay stuff because it was in jeopardy when
Yeah,
Trump
marriage
first
rights. Yeah.
entered office.
The
Yeah.
Equality Act. Yeah, all that stuff. I
You
do
know?
remember watching probably years later the Miss Americana, the scene at least where she's arguing with her dad, who I assume is a lifelong conservative. And she's telling him like the things that she wants to say, and she wants to speak out against Marsha Blackburn, which she did do on Instagram. And, you know, it's a pretty heated situation. And again, that was another moment of seeing her that I was like, oh,
Right.
okay. Because I was very, you know, pretty neutral on her at this point. Like, I don't care because I'm very aware that if I don't like something, I can look away, you know, or I
Also,
can make a whole podcast to talk about it. Either way.
but also, anything having to do with Taylor has always been like all about Taylor and not about society, like her making comments on what's right and wrong, you know? So then when she finally made that statement, it was like a big deal. And it was kind of cool because it was kind of annoying how much she was a victim. She was a victim of Kanye West and then a victim of not making enough money on streaming when it was like, you might be right, girl.
I mean, and a
But-
victim of Joe Jonas and John Mayer, Jake Gyllenhaal,
Correct.
you know, some will argue is just misogyny. And there's probably some of that riddled in there. And who else did she? Oh, she tried to date the Kennedy kid, right? That's one they don't like you to bring up.
Yeah. Which I didn't realize that that's RFK's son.
Crazy, right? And it was right around the time his mom had died,
Yeah.
in which we know she took her own life because her husband, her ex-husband, whatever at the time, he's a fucking monster. That's all. So
Isn't it theorized that he might have killed her though?
He likely did. They all killed their
likely
wives.
did.
Yeah.
So, anyways, that first song off of Lover.
Okay, so I had
Me.
never heard of this song, Me, but I
oh my
looked
god,
it up
it's the worst song.
Spelling is fun.
because obviously I was like skimming the Reddits and stuff because I knew we were doing this, and somebody had said like Me was like the last truly authentic fun song she did. Somebody said, so I was like, gotta read these lyrics, and then when I did again, the way I leave everything about Taylor Swift fucking confused, but based just off of what you have on the screen, okay, I'm completely
Yeah.
going in blind, never seen this shit before, which is shocking, but not for me. The yellow suit.
Well,
way-
everyone's rainbow.
Everybody's rainbow when you put them together. She's specifically in a yellow suit. She's got the slick back, like early 2000s, tight to your head slick back. The back of her hair can't be seen at all. And
Oh, she looks like a man. She's doing like drag.
and she's got a masculine shoulder thing going on.
Yeah.
It's hot. I get what she's going for, but yeah, it gives gay.
And it says that this song was released on Lesbian Visibility Day. And she does this song with Brandon Urie from whatever his group I don't know what his group is called, but it's gay. He's gay. Who is he? Brandon Urie.
Isn't it Panic at the Disco? No.
Yeah, Panic at the Disco.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Who I've
So-
actually seen in concert so many times, so I don't know why I acted like I wasn't sure. I don't think
Oh, okay.
I also don't think I'm supposed to say that, you know, her just dressing in a suit gives gay. But I think we all know what I'm talking about here since we're in the Gaylor era.
Right.
If I was a fan speculating about her sexuality, I mean, if my friends were speculating about my sexuality and I showed up in a pale yellow tux with my hair slicked back, I would feel like I was giving them an answer. So that's where we're
Yeah.
at on that.
So here's her bi flag wig for You Need to Calm Down.
Okay. She kind of looks
so
like she's starring
these
in The
things-
Descendants.
A movie I've never seen. Are they wizards?
Excellent musical, I'll tell you that. You want to talk
Oh.
good music, you put on The fucking Descendants.
Also, look at these titties. Wow. Anyways.
Oh,
So
shit.
these are things that straight people don't pick
I
up
wonder what bra
on,
she's
is what I'm
wearing.
thinking. Yeah, it's like push up and push out to the sides.
So releasing An ally song that centers yourself in the year 2019 would be a really strange move for the marketing savvy Swift. For a song that's about LGBTQ community, it's interesting that she says our gowns, with the R placing herself within the community. Let's be clear, in LGBTQIA, the A stands for asexual, not ally. And how strange that she wears a wig in the color of the bi flag in the music video.
Yeah.
They got me. I'm in.
Yeah. And
then also,
apparently, this is a list of a ton of
I
songs.
know. This is like a treasure trove.
But I'm just going to show you the ones that I like. But what were you going to say
obviously.
that I like?
No, so like, okay. So all this happens. People start speculating that she could be gay. They think that maybe she's in a relationship with Karlie Kloss. But then when this doesn't come to fruition and she never comes out, how do people feel about her kind of centering herself in this movement? I don't know. That's interesting. I feel like that could go either way, right? Because on one side, you could be like, thank you. Thank you for bringing eyes on this thing because you are so popular, you're so famous, and you do this, so well brandedly. But there's also might be a part where it's like you're kind of acting like you see us and you understand where we're coming from, but then you're going to move on to the next thing, which I don't know how long she lasted in this era, but I think that present day, we can argue that she doesn't really say much about this. And she's very much representing a fully different lifestyle than the one she was representing in this era.
A trad wife lifestyle.
Yeah,
now.
I agree. Yeah.
But this could also be attributed to queer baiting. Like,
okay,
think,
that's
right?
what
Like, is this going to help her pick up like queer fans? But okay, this song Dress is off Reputation. Like the main chorus is only bought this dress so you could take it off, which if you ask me is a much more like deep, interesting lyric than like your redwood tree was the key to my thighs. You know what
I was going to
mean?
say that is a sexier lyric than anything she wrote on The Life of a Showgirl.
Right.
And this is where it's tough for me too, because like I have friends that are like hardcore Swifties and we get into debates, but I'm also a writer. And what I have found in my Taylor Swift research is that a lot of her really good lyrics, a lot of her really good combinations, like they're not even her mainstream songs.
Right.
So that's what's really interesting about hers, because in that sense, the fans are onto a little something because there's so much of her writing
And
that's
it's
really
like deep.
good. Yeah. And
Yeah.
it doesn't make it out. Like I would have never known it existed if I hadn't like immersed myself in it in research,
Right.
But
'Cause
The Life
a
of the
lot of
Showgirl
what-
is not it. That's not the lyricism.
No. All of that album is so shallow, if you ask me. So this song is another song about like pining, forbidden love. It says our secret moments I thought it was just in a crowded room. They've got no idea about me and you. And then it goes on, carve your name into my bedpost because I don't want you like a best friend. And it's like, why would that be up for debate? You and a man, you know what
I mean, unless he has a girlfriend, right? Like, unless it's like a friend of hers that she has feelings for and he's already in a relationship.
Yeah.
Or she's in love with Karlie Kloss, whatever.
To me, it just seems really fun. And like,
I
know
mean,
it's like, how fun could it be to like pine after someone that you feel like you cannot be with,
I don't know, man. Do you remember having crushes? Like now I feel so little things.
I'll never feel that again.
I'll never feel that way again. Like I never knew when I was having my last crush that it was my last one. And now the only thing I can really feel is rage or depletion, a complete exhaustion. So the idea of, like, do you remember like having a crush on someone and just you would literally spend 24 hours a day with them if they would have let you. And now I'm like, if anyone tries to spend 24 fucking hours with me, like I don't even want to be with.
Touch me. Get
Yeah.
it.
Like, I don't even want to be with myself. I don't want to be here. And like, no. It's crazy. But you're right. We'll never have a crush again. We'll never feel that.
Never.
Nothing.
Well, so I
Unless
want
we
to let
get,
you know.
maybe we'll get ahmatized.
The only time I've been matized, the man didn't love me. You know what I mean?
Listen, I hear ahmatized, I hear fucking traumatized. And that's what I got from every relationship that I was
That's
in.
what it sounds more like.
But the dick was good too, so I get it.
Yeah, but why do you think she can't say digmatized? Do you think she thought that was just too crass? That was crossing a line?
Well, that's one of my favorite things. Like, I've seen people online talking about, like, oh, Taylor's Wood song is so cringe. And people are like, oh, if you can't handle that, go listen to WAP. And I'm like, you're so fucking confused. Like, we're not saying that Taylor's so sexual that our little ears can't handle it. Like, for me, I was like, a 30 fucking 5-year-old, that's her sex letter. Like, my God, my fucking sex. If Taylor Swift read some of the sex that I write to men that I've never even seen in person
Yeah.
versus what she wrote to her fiance, listen.
Would she
I
be
don't know.
scandalized? Or
I think
would she
she
be
might.
impressed?
Maybe
what do
she
you
would
think?
probably write songs. She would take them and put them in songs.
She'd take it. She
Yeah.
would be like, I wrote that. Okay, I've never heard this song, but it looks like it's from the Vault
It's
Off
from the
Red.
vault.
And so now I'm very interested because it says, because they don't know about the night in the hotel. They weren't riding in the car when we both fell. Didn't read the note on the Polaroid picture. They don't know how much I miss you.
Oh,
And I
shit.
do believe we know about this Polaroid picture. But I think that some things seem like real life references to things that they've posted on Instagram.
Like,
And
people were
that's-
connecting dots between things that she was singing about and things that had taken place in her life.
Yeah. Like,
Got it.
this list is actually really bad. But here's one.
Whoever wrote this does not like her, I realized.
Yeah.
Which,
Why?
I
Is there a
get it, you know?
tone?
There's yeah. The one didn't even call her name. It just called her blonde, but with a capital B. You didn't see that?
Here's the
But
thing. There's a
was
lot
that the
of-
name of a song? And I'm a dumbass. It just said blonde.
I
Blonde
wanna
could
go
have
back
sang
to
this.
But we'll come back to Dancing with Our Hands Tied. Okay. We
Oh,
were
that's your jam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In this romantic song, Blonde repeatedly says you, which disrupts a rhyme scheme.
Yeah, I just feel like
Works
they
better
don't like
for
her.
Why do they call her?
That's
Why would they do that?
yeah. So that's the tone I got.
Okay. I think it's okay. There's a lot of references on Reputation where she's like, she calls the person that she loves Daisy, and she says, like, you painted me golden.
Okay.
And these are like direct references that she's made to Karlie Kloss.
Okay.
Dancing with Our Hands Tied. I loved you in secret and picture your face in an invisible locket. Okay. I wouldn't even have included that, but okay.
This whole song is about a secret lover. Maybe it's a
Yeah.
heterosexual love song about someone you're having an affair with. Though if Should Have Said No taught us anything, it was that Swift looks down on cheating. Hey, maybe her feelings evolved, or maybe it's about having a queer relationship you have to keep on the down low as to not ruin your reputation.
Exactly.
Oh, I get it. Oh my God. A reputation has two meanings.
Yep.
Holy shit. See, you guys are going to pull me in.
Isn't it so much more interesting if she's a secret lesbian?
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Plus,
Okay.
I'd find her more feminist that way.
I would too.
I liked her. Oh, the concert video. Wait, are they making out? What's happening?
No, they're playing song lyrics, and I guess in one of her song lyrics, she was like, "You're with some dickhead guy at a concert that night." And then here they're together.
Oh, that's them.
And then
yeah.
here they look like they're kissing.
They do. That's
Here,
right. Yeah.
see? It's like cuddlier and cuddlier.
I mean, maybe they were on ecstasy,
True.
you know?
Yeah. Can I ask you a question? See,
Oh,
this is-
exclusive
this
making
is the
out confirmed.
This shitty like footage of it,
Okay.
but it looked really
Well, I love how the video
close.
says 15 seconds later they were clapping, question mark, as if nobody's ever made out. And then I clap after I make out every single time.
You go, yes,
I'm like, good
yes.
job. Thank you.
Bravo. Encore.
5 stars. I liked her short hair. Did I already say
They
that?
were clapping too.
They were clapping too? Question mark. Like, that's the real scandal. The fucking clapping. Did you have her at your house in the middle of the night? Oh, this is scandalous. See, I didn't know any of this shit ever went on.
It's just a question. Yeah.
Just asking questions. Just asking
was
questions.
singing. Yeah. But so she has then she has lyrics on Evermore or something where she's like, oh, I was writing from the perspective of the man in the relationship. And it'll be like about her. Like that's what she'd probably say about that song too. Did you wish you'd kissed her? Did you wish you blah, blah, blah. She's like, did you get made fun of for making out in a crowded room? And then like they think that a lot of these things are direct references to things that we've seen. Yeah.
I mean, the thing that would be interesting about that, right, is if Taylor wrote that lyric, then we would have to assume that, you know, they were in a relationship, but that it was Carly who didn't want it exposed.
Yeah, she didn't
So-
because now she's
okay.
with Jared
Well,
Kushner.
ew, too. Like, what
Yeah,
the fuck is that
exactly.
about?
Yeah.
And that is what ended their friendship, right? Allegedly.
Yeah, but it's like
It's murky.
hypothesized that Carly Kloss, and I don't know if that's tied to Jared Kushner, but like somehow took the side of Scooter Braun with her masters.
Oh, you know what? No, I got it.
Do you know that?
I just read through this. She had taken a picture. So when Taylor was kind of isolating herself and she was quote unquote canceled, AKA, you know, hiding in 3 of her mansions and whatever, Carly had taken a picture with one of the Jenner girls.
Right.
And that went public. And Taylor took that as, allegedly, Taylor took that as a dig of like her being on the Kanye Kardashian side of things. But it said that like Carly was kind of neutral and that Taylor wasn't interested in that.
Yeah.
Which I could get. But I could also get her cutting her off because of the Joshua Kushner thing. I think I said Jared earlier, but it's his brother. But either way, a Kushner, it sounds awful.
Yeah.
And then if we look at the timing, right, 2018 to 2020, do you really want to be affiliated with the Kushners? She's like pushing herself back out there. She's making new music. She's trying to kind of rebrand into like this feminist badass. At this point, she's dating Joe, right? He's very outspoken about things that are going on in the world, and she seems to be following suit. So yeah, cutting off Carly, if it was because of the Kushners, I get it.
It makes sense.
It does make sense.
Yeah.
Oof.
She doesn't write music like that.
The way she
You
did during
know?
this time.
Yeah, I mean, even on Midnights, there's some songs like that, which is interesting, but like clearly there's nothing on The Life of a Showgirl like that.
Right.
You
The
know?
Life of the Showgirl felt, I mean, obviously, I'm probably biased because I'm not a fan. It very much felt like Taylor is trying hard to be relatable. So she's trying to write her relationship and her life in these ways that will be relatable to her fans. But she lives in a completely different world than the rest of us. And I wonder too, like this is what's interesting about Rihanna, right? Because I never really thought about it like this before. But at a certain point, Rihanna stopped giving us music. And we're all like, why'd you do that? We love
Yeah.
you. Come back. But maybe this is it. Maybe you just get to a certain point where, what do you say? You know? Because I mean, like, look at
Yeah.
Beyonce. Beyonce put out Lemonade. They put their whole relationship on the front line, and it was like, what the fuck? That was a lot, you know? But it was epic, iconic album, iconic time for Beyonce. But then since then, she's been kind of tackling themes in her music, you know? And then most recently,
Like genres.
yeah, and then most recently going country. But I mean, like, her albums have had deeper themes. Like, she's been writing about like the history of Black women, and she's been writing about different things like that, like the real like Western history of country and what Black people have given, as if, and versus writing. It's not that she's not writing about her life and her experiences, she is, but I don't feel like she's sitting down trying to write a song about how much she loves Jay-Z. Does that make sense? Like, I feel
Yeah.
like she's trying to tell us stories now that maybe she's like, okay, now I'm going to use my music and my platform to educate and to tell stories. Whereas
Yeah.
Taylor's trying to connect, but has no fucking idea how. So she's leaning into the fact that she's now a fiance. And when you do that, when you completely lean into your relationship and you kind of put the man on a pedestal and you make your whole personality the fact that you're in this relationship, one, not super feminist. And two, it does give off like conservative vibes.
And in the climate where women have
Yes.
lost the
Right.
right to abortion,
Right.
it feels like, are you reading the room?
Right. And it was
Yeah.
when they got engaged, I was kind of surprised at some of the bigger creators that I follow and respect, especially for their voices on women's rights, that were like losing their shit over
Like
Taylor.
excited?
Yes, like posting it, and Taylor like, Taylor's engaged, like posting videos, and I'm like, why is this happening?
Why
And
do
like,
we care?
look, I'm not against love. I don't give a shit if you want to be in love, be in a relationship, get married. Like, everybody, that's everybody's personal choice. But the fact that we were like, she did it, she got the ring. I'm like, this feels weird to me, because in one breath, we're supposed to be telling our daughters, look to Taylor. She's the ultimate feminist. She didn't need a man. She made a way. She made her career. And then we're also like, oh my God, be super excited. She finally got the ring. She locked it down. She's getting the wedding. And it's like, of course you can be excited about both things, but it just feels weird. It feels weird, especially because she doesn't have a 24/7 Big Brother camera, right? Like, we don't know what the fuck goes on in their relationship. And the clips that we have seen of Travis with other
Mhm.
women, and even the way he has treated his coach, like, it's not all great.
How does he treat his coach?
I mean, he's been known to pop the fuck off. He can be a
Oh.
little temperamental.
Okay.
So, but I mean, some will argue that it's the sport, but some will argue that if you can't control your temper, you know, you can't control
It's
your
a bad,
temper. Yeah, it doesn't matter
it's
where
a
you are.
bad sign. I was just like, when she was with Joe, they didn't go flaunt everything in front of the cameras.
Right. Now,
You know?
her fans say that Joe, like, locked her in a tower, right? That he didn't want her seen. That's what they try to paint it as. And now Travis has, like, set her free, and they're living this public life that she's always wanted to live.
Well, I think before Joe, she had this girl squad or whatever, and she would go be seen in public a lot. And then she got with him, so it seemed indicative of him.
Mm-hmm.
And so now for her to kind of embrace this being famous thing constantly and go to all the games seems like either that's what he wants and she's doing like what he wants, or like she's just always loved being famous and so does he, you know?
I think she has always loved being famous. And I think
so
maybe
too.
Joe didn't love fame in the same way she did. So she toned it down and she changed it, because she seems to change herself for every
Yeah.
relationship she's in,
Mhm.
which she was on the younger side when she got with Joe. So, like, I get it. I get that phase of life. But I think she's always enjoyed the attention. And now I think because she's with someone like Travis, it's double the attention. And it has brought in so many new eyes in a new way. And that's another thing that I think is funny, because when she started going to the football games, it was very much like, oh, the dads, the Brads, and the Chads are going to be so mad that the camera's on Taylor. And like, we don't care about football, but we're infiltrating your space. And it's like, in present day, we know that Taylor cares very, very much about football. So like, while all these girls that are hyping up Taylor and they're like, she's ruining their night, it's like, no, she's locked into the gladiators without swords. And you're at home thinking that this is like a quirky, fun girls thing. And Taylor is like, pick me. I want to write plays for the NFL, you know? So it's like, it's funny to me from the outside. But on the flip side of that, I thought that seeing her at the football games kind of humanized her a little bit. I mean, seeing her there in regular clothes with a drink in her hand, I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
But as a Philly fan, fuck you, Taylor. Because she used to be an Eagles fan. So that's the one thing we didn't say, that Taylor is from Reading, Pennsylvania, which, just for anyone who feels confused, that's not Philadelphia. I don't care. We can talk about it all day. She's not from Philadelphia. She's from Reading, Pennsylvania. Okay. And she used to be an Eagles fan. She used to wear Philly stuff, Flyer stuff. She used to rep all of our teams. So if anyone knows anything about Philly fans, it's that they're fucking obnoxious. They're awful. But there's a Philly blood you were born with. So, and you can compare it to Kylie Kelsey, who will never be caught dead in anything that's not Eagles as far as NFL is concerned. So I just think it's funny because like when she got booed at the Super Bowl and people were like, that's so mean. And for me, I'm like, they're booing her because she's a traitor. Like this is about football. And when it comes to football, you're a fucking traitor. How dare you put on a Chiefs jersey? How dare you do that? That's what they were booing.
Do they want her to show up to watch Travis play, but wear Phillies?
Yes.
Jerseys?
In theory, as a Philadelphian, yes. Is that irrational and unfair? Of course. Of course it is. But we're still going to say it. But that's just why I think she got booed at the Super Bowl. So I'm like, no, this is because you're a traitor. And this is because we're about to kick your asses on the football field.
Yeah, they were playing each other. So.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right. And so is Kylie Kelsey married to one of the Kelsey brothers or a sister of them? I always forget.
So Jason and Travis are their brothers. Jason played for the Eagles. Travis obviously plays for the Chiefs. And Kylie is Jason's wife.
That's what I thought. Okay.
Yes. And she has her own podcast. She's like She
just lucked out with getting with someone on the Eagles team. She
met him on Tinder when she first matched him. She was like, that's Jason Kelsey from the Eagles, like his picture. And she was like, this is, and she's like, this definitely, I'm definitely getting catfished. And then her friends were like, well, whatever. Like either it is him and that's crazy, or it's not him and that's fucking funny. So she went on the date and he was like so wasted that he fell asleep. But she thought he was funny and charming, and they ended up going on another date and they've been married. They have 4 freaking kids, like super young. And she has her own podcast. And I think it's funny because there's been a lot of talk about whether or not Taylor's like heading into her MAGA era. And people like to use her relationship with Kylie and Jason as like the catch-all. Like there's no way, because Jason and Kylie are super liberal. Which Kylie's very outspoken about things.
But the Mahomes
are the opposite. They're all MAGA. Yeah. And when Travis and Taylor attended Travis's cousin's wedding, I think this was back in June or July, the pictures that were being posted from the wedding, I know because I looked through them and I can probably bring the receipts. Every picture that Taylor and Travis were like posted in with wedding guests, the wedding guests were MAGA people. And allegedly, the groom uninvited his own brother, or wouldn't allow his brother to attend the wedding because his brother is gay and he wouldn't allow him to bring his boyfriend or attend. Jason and Kylie did not attend this cousin's wedding, and neither did the Kelsey parents.
Wow.
So I just think that's a little interesting.
That mixed with other things that she's been doing.
Exactly.
You know, it's not.
It doesn't look good. Right.
No,
it's a pile of things. But of course, in the past couple of days, her fans have been acting, like it's one thing. No, it's multiple things. She also When Travis did the Tight End University, there was like a performance at a bar. She did a surprise pop-up. She ended up playing with Kane Brown's guitar, and Bussin' with the Boys podcast was hosting it. Bussin' with the Boys had Trump on their podcast. And then Taylor was pictured with them both and Travis doing like this He-Man Hulk pose that they do. And she allegedly told them that she loves their podcast and it's like the funniest podcast. So like where I'm sitting, we now know 2 podcasts that Taylor listens to. Fucking Bussin' with the Boys and New Heights. And she also has no problem getting into this He-Man strong fucking pose with these losers who hosted Trump. And one of them was in a fraternity where one of his fraternity brothers was like involved in a sex scandal where they were assaulting women. And when the girl came forward, I don't know which one of these guys it was, but he threatened and was like, keep running your mouth and I'll do it. Like, you know what I mean? It'll happen again, basically. Like, he's one of the, like, these guys are tool bags. And these are the people that she's hanging out with. And people are like, oh, well, she just sees them and she's taking pictures. Like, oh, yeah, I'm sure. Like, no, these are the people she's going to the after parties with. These are the people she's going to the fucking diner with. These are the people she's inviting over for dinner. These are her fucking fiance's friends. And I feel like I can say this shit because then people are like, did you cut off everybody who's MAGA? Yes, the fuck I did. So come for me. Like, you know what I mean? I have family that I haven't talked to. So that's where for me, I'm like, yeah, we are cutting people off who disagree at this level because you're disagreeing with me about human rights.
Right. What are you going to talk about anyway? But okay, so I know that Travis said he'd be like happy to have Trump come to his game or he'd be honored or whatever.
So this was
like,
when
if his brother is really not MAGA, like what do you think? Like, do you think Travis is becoming MAGA and it doesn't matter what his brother thinks?
I think that Travis and Jason are white men and that they have the privilege and liberty to sway back and forth as they see fit.
Yeah.
I do know that Travis was one of the first and few who knelt with Colin Kaepernick. So I will give him that. Do you know what I mean? There are certain notable things. But Jason himself, back earlier this year, maybe it was last year, I forget, while he was at Penn State doing an event, somebody was harassing him and I think called him the F slur. And he turned around, grabbed the guy's phone, smashed it, and called him it back. So, I mean, super liberal, sure. but how quick are you to pull out that word? I don't use that word in my daily, you know? So, yeah, I feel like Travis and Jason are a very interesting look for me because I feel like people are like, they're a great representation of like non-toxic masculinity. And in certain ways, I agree. And I've even said so myself. But then in other ways, they're the exact representation of toxic masculinity. Do you know what I mean? So it's interesting. And with the Trump thing, when he had just tweeted that he hated Taylor, and then the Super Bowl's coming up. So they're asking all the guys like, oh, how does it feel to play for the president? And yes, Travis says that it would be an honor. And this is what pissed me off too. I'm like, so once again, we're showing our daughters that you pick a man who can't even stand the fuck up for you in public. And people are like, oh, do you even realize the heat he would have taken? Yeah. Do you even realize how much money he has to protect himself? Like, that's the point of privilege. And people keep saying the same thing about Taylor Swift in regards to current politics and what's going on in Gaza. And they're like, do you understand the kind of scrutiny she would have to take? It's like, if Taylor Swift tweets tomorrow that she hates strawberry jam, she's gonna get death threats over it. That's just like the status of her life. But the point is to use that privilege when you are positioned there for good. Like, she has resources that the rest of us don't have. Like, we get out here and we talk about it. Like, I talk about politics on my podcast. You guys do. You think people aren't mean to us? But we know people who get it. Like, people are not nice in general. But at least someone like Taylor Swift has the ability to build a moving fucking wall and hide themselves even when they're in one of the most public places. I can't fucking do that.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. when we were talking about how much emphasis she's putting on this relationship, you know, I was going to say, did you know that Charlie XCX just got married?
She did, yes. To Matt Healy's bandmate, yeah.
It wasn't a huge news story. It wasn't like Taylor getting engaged. And so I'm just saying, like, she does position herself in the media to be very famous and for us to watch her every move, you know?
And then she goes, oh my God, everybody's looking at me. Like, I'm sorry. Come on, girl.
Yeah, no,
you like us looking at you.
Way.
And I would like you so much better if you were just like, keep fucking looking at me. I love this shit. I'd be like, I see you. Yes.
Yeah.
But she plays it like it's like, I can't believe everyone's still listening to my music after all these years. It's like, oh, you can't? You put out 34 fucking versions of the same song. You can't believe it? You're floored. You're like, what are you talking about, girl? Don't do that.
But that's where I'm like, then if she did make a political statement like she agonized over in her documentary, it would make a big splash or whatever. But she's already getting shit like left, right, and center, like you said. Like, what does it, how much does it really matter to like add another thing?
If for the right reason.
Yeah.
Right.
Because
to do for the right reason.
Right.
Because here's the thing,
you're
is it's like
sway some people.
Not only
a lot
sway,
of people are gonna agree with you too. Yeah.
But inform. Because I think we're at a scary point where there are millions and millions of Americans who are not even aware that people are being kidnapped off the streets and we're being stripped of our rights and our health care. Like, healthcare premiums are about to skyrocket. The government is currently shut down, and it's 100% the fault of the Republicans. It has nothing to do with healthcare being given to immigrants. You're being lied to, and there's millions of people who don't even know that that's happening. And if Taylor was to like say that in one fucking Instagram post, Google would be ablaze. Yeah. People would be like, oh, the English teacher has spoken. And they would fucking start reading into it. And like,
she's our English teacher.
Which, can we talk about how crazy it is
also,
to refer to yourself as an English teacher in this climate? But also when you didn't even finish high school, like you went through 2 years of high school and then said you had seen enough.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
Well, did you hear about her commencement speech at NYU?
I recently, unfortunately, watched it because I had to for homework.
Okay. Well, from what I heard, she just kind of littered it with her own little sayings.
Yeah.
So it was just like self-referential and like, remember this cool thing that I wrote and wasn't about the larger picture or like what it's like to go out into the world after graduating, because like homegirl doesn't know.
She doesn't know. And it's like she was very much like, you're gonna experience highs and lows, and it's like, bitch, do you realize how many people sitting there listening to you probably lost a parent while they were in college, you know, or like had a sibling die or got into a car accident and went, you know what I mean? Like, and she's talking to people like, there's gonna be highs and lows. Like, okay, sure. Cool. Like, I don't know. She just seems so out of touch. And part of me understands, because how could you ever be in touch with us, the peasant people, when you exist in a different world? But then the other part of me is like, come on. Like, you can't be this obtuse. There's no way. I mean, to say that Travis puts his life on the line at the same time that the president is sending the National Guard to fight people in blow-up costumes on the streets. Like, I shouldn't have made light of it because it's actually the National Guard being sent out. It's fucking nuts. And you're sitting on a talk show using that hour to gush about your fiance's dick and how hard he works. And even that interview where she just completely... when they're like, would you do the Super Bowl? Can you imagine me worrying about my choreo while he's putting his life on the line? So there you go. His job's more important than yours. Your job is just a silly little girl thing with silly little choreo and sequins. And he has a real man's job. He goes down there and he fights. Like, you're doing it. You're doing the patriarchy. You're doing patriarchy right now. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, just like people have speculated that she really takes on the personality of whoever she's dating or
Whoever she's
whoever she's
dating.
around.
Another
Well,
thing
so
I'm
now we
confused
see,
about showing our daughters. Why are we
yeah,
doing that?
because she doesn't know who she is. And
Mm-hmm.
so at some point, someone told her to be this feminist icon. And now, okay, I always want to take it back to when she left Big Machine. Apparently, in our notes, it says she has a deal with Universal Music Group. But I always wondered if she's bringing her music to someone at a record company to say, hey, we don't think this is done yet. Like, go back to the drawing board. Because usually when you're under contract under someone else, that's how it works.
There's a hierarchy.
And the way that she's putting things out now, it kind of seems like nobody's overseeing this.
There's no
And I
checks
wonder
and
if
balances.
Yeah, that's the same thing in like her personal life too, She's surrounded with all these new people, and so she sort of doesn't remember what she used to stand for.
Yeah.
If she even really stood for it, it was just kind of a good idea at the time.
Yes. I think that's where people get lost too, because I know there was a lot of speculation that it was a PR relationship. And I don't necessarily agree with that, who say that like, oh, Taylor Swift's so famous, she doesn't need PR. And like, if you say that, that just shows me that you have no idea what PR is. Like,
Yeah, I was going to say, sorry. Can I list off all the people that she was allegedly a beard for?
Yes, please.
Okay. Taylor Lautner.
Oh, who is now married to another Taylor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Another bearding relationship. I don't think it was Calvin Harris, but
no,
then
he's
she was,
married
like,
now.
with Tom
Hiddleston.
Hiddleston for a hot minute, and he fucking hates her now.
Oh shit. A lot of them seem to hate her after.
Yeah.
Which
Also, perhaps Jake Gyllenhaal. He's a very rumored gay guy. We don't really know, but we don't know about anybody. And then Harry Styles, which,
Okay, fair.
I mean, it seems like we've seen enough evidence that he might not be gay, but he certainly acts
He just likes
a little
the flair.
bit gay.
He likes flair.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. But I mean,
So
that doesn't mean that he likes to have
accused-
sex with men. He just likes to wear dresses.
Right.
Those are different things. But it can be confusing
Right.
to the public, I guess.
But he's been accused of queer baiting too.
Of queer
so-
baiting. That's true. That's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, if
Um,
the queer community says it, then I'm going to listen to them. But I never know for sure. I'm like, I don't know where the lines are.
Yeah. I think those are the main ones. Okay, that was another thing with the father figure song. Is she also like writing a song about what it was like to be a beard?
She's a top. Yeah. Her dick's big.
If you're hired or whatever, you want PR, they want PR. You both want it. Either because she's gay and he's gay, or just that he's gay, and it does make people see men as more of a leading man if they're in a heterosexual relationship.
Yeah. I mean,
Right.
I think even if, the gay isn't a part of it for either of them, I think it does come a time.
Right.
And,
It's still a PR.
Right, exactly. That in the big scheme of, in this one, you have a woman who's been singing about wanting the football player literally since she was like 14 years old. And then here's this football player, right? And then from what we know, like you and I were talking about last night, prior to getting with Travis, Matt Healy had not only rejected her, but ghosted her, just completely cut her off, which is like the worst shit that can happen when people just disappear. So obviously, when Travis is out there on his podcast, just like screaming at her, like she said, John Hughes movie, holding the radio outside her window, this is like the ultimate romantic gesture. And here's the woman who's been singing about the ultimate romantic gestures since the beginning of time. Now, do I think that they probably like each other? Yeah. But do I think that from a PR perspective that makes a lot of sense? That like, how could she say no to someone who's doing exactly everything that she has sung about since the beginning of time? Like, oh, that guy, And now that she has him.
Story.
Exactly. And now that she has him, I feel like she has to bend over backwards to convince us that she's so happy and so in love and so sexually attracted to him. Why?
The lady doth protest too much.
Exactly. I think so. Like, why are you doing this?
Uh,
And like
Talk
I
about
said,
English teacher.
after after the New Heights episode, she gave all right. So I spend a lot of time in the fundy space, fundamental Christians, okay? And these are Christian evangelic. I can't even talk. You guys know what I'm saying. But Christian nationalists.
Evangelicals.
Thank you, Christian nationalists. So one of the most famous ones that people might know if I name drop would be the Duggars, okay? So I want you to think about Jim Bob Duggar and his wife, whose name I can't remember. She's got the long curly hair. It'll come to me.
Yeah.
But when
It
he
doesn't matter as
speaks,
much
it
because
doesn't
she's the
matter.
woman.
Exactly. Who cares? Shut the fuck up. Jim Bob's talking. And when he does, she looks up at him very lovingly. Like there is not a time that Jim Bob is not speaking, that Michelle with the curly hair is not looking at him in admiration. And then when Michelle speaks, it's very soft. It's very delicate. She never raises her voice. And this is a thing in the Christian movement because women are meant to be soft, submissive, and they are meant to completely like bow down to these men. Now, Taylor and Travis have a very interesting balance because obviously she's a big fucking deal. So he's got to kind of give it back to her. But we saw her in that podcast, like he would just be saying something regular and she's like, you're so handsome. You're so like, come on. And remember, I told you who it reminded me of is if you watch the video of when Charlie Kirk announced Erica Kirk on his podcast, Erica Kirk does a lot of similar shit. And she's like, you're so handsome. Oh my God, I'm just so shy. And like Taylor did it during their podcast when her and Travis kissed and Jason like made a comment and she like tucked her head in as if it was like a first kiss. Do you know what I mean? Like very demure, like, oh, but you're out here. Like you're literally out here in our faces. So it's like that both, like I said, she does it with I think she loves this attention. But then I also don't know why she has to kind of pretend that she doesn't or that it's overwhelming.
To be bashful.
Because that's feminine, right? Because if she was to own it and be like, fuck you, I love the attention. I love the fucking money. I love that my man's got a big dick and I'm going to go write a fucking song about it and then I'm going to ride that shit all night, right? If she said that, I'd be like, yeah, that's my girl.
Yeah, girl. Yeah. Well,
but
okay,
she won't.
Think about it like this. She's wealthier than him. She's arguably a much bigger star. She appeals in so many ways, whereas he is a football player. He attracts the attention of football fans, and that's it.
And her career is boundless. His is ending. Yeah.
So if you ask me, she already has the upper hand in the relationship.
And that's why she's bowing down.
If it has to be said to her to bow down, or if she already sees that that's what's going to make him feel more masculine. Because I think even in this day and age, we all know like men cheat and men leave when they don't feel important enough. You know, that's a tale as old as time.
Right.
You know?
Right.
And so it might not even need to be said. It might just be this thing that she feels is like something she has to do, because otherwise everyone's going to say that she bought the ring and she wears the pants and whatever we've said about other women just like that.
Right. Yeah, she's certainly in a public pickle. But she's going all in. And then it's tough, right? Because like we said in the beginning, you can't critique her without being called a misogynist. And people are still saying that to this day. And it's like, I find it a little
pointing out some feminist shit.
I find it a little misogynistic to rewrite, Ophelia's story from your own perspective. And then she gets saved by a man in love, because in no world would that happen. Like, and people are like, hating Taylor Swift is upholding the patriarchy. Implying that Ophelia can be saved by the right guy is upholding the patriarchy. Like, it's again this idea that if you're the right woman,
standards.
if you love the right way, if you're soft enough, if you're pretty enough, if you show up enough, if you do the right things, that a man is going to be the protector and he's going to stand up and he's going to be this, this Prince Charming. That's not what the fuck happens. There's good people and there's shitty people. And you hope you find a good one.
Well, it's almost like she wrote this album either for us to try to let us know that she's really in love and
Mm-hmm.
he really does
Mm-hmm.
wear the pants, or it's for him. Like everyone said, all of her lines and her lyrics and her metaphors or whatever are like she has CTE. She wrote it so that he could
He can understand.
understand
Oh my
it.
God. I laughed so hard. One of the things that's been killing me.
You can't convince me she didn't, you know? Like that's where she's at in life, and it's yeah.
See, this is with her responding to the criticism of the album. This is the other thing that gets me, right? Because people are talking about the racism and stuff like that. And I just feel like you know what's being said, and this is your opportunity to squash it, even just a little bit. And choosing not to, I don't know. But then I guess if you come out and you acknowledge it, then it also in some way affirms it. So maybe she feels like she can't address it without affirming it. Do you know what I mean? Being like, oh yeah, it is this. So I should apologize.
Right.
And then if she comes out and says, no, it's absolutely not that, then she kind of looks like an asshole too. Because if Black women are telling you they're offended, then you should be listening. So I guess she really can't win in that sense. But again, I don't get how a genius sat down and didn't fucking think of that. So that's where I'm at.
I don't know. Part of me is like, was this album really rushed?
Maybe she wrote it
This album
overnight.
didn't seem necessary, and it's perplexing to me why it's here. Yeah.
And why so hyped?
Her motivation is different.
Yeah.
It's not about the work.
It seems money motivated. Call me crazy. I think that's that'll always be the big frustration too with Taylor, is that I genuinely don't think a lot of Americans realize how much $1 billion is. You know?
No.
There's like an estimated like 340 Americans. So even if Taylor Swift gave like every single one of us $1 million, you know?
There's only 340 Americans?
340 million. Did I say 340?
Okay.
Did I leave the million out? It's girl math.
Yeah, I was like, wow. There's not very many of us.
It's girl math. So, like, no one could ever spend $1 billion in their lifetime, and Taylor's is constantly generating. It never stops.
Yep.
So when people are like, oh, but she gave money to this and she gave, yeah, as she should. She should be giving it all away until she comes down below the $1 billion. And I don't care if that sounds crazy. I don't. You know, and I think anybody who's going to argue that, like, you need to realize that you are so much closer to ending up homeless than you are to ending up at the same status as Taylor Swift. Like, so we've already been talking about Taylor way too long, but it would be irresponsible if we did not address the possible dog whistles of racism that this new album is. And this has been the real talk. I even saw an article that got released on it. And again, we white bitches. But what did you think when you saw women of color pointing these things out? Like, what did you think when you first were seeing the lyrics and like Black women being like, or did you even encounter that? I was seeing that a lot on Threads, so I'm kind of assuming other people did.
Oh, I think I saw it on TikTok.
Okay.
TikTok's kind of my jam.
That's true. Yeah.
So I just remember the Onyx Night
Mm-hmm.
one where she's like, and now the sky is opalite, you know?
Yeah.
And the reference was like you were in this relationship where she was on her phone and the sky was black as onyx or whatever. Okay. That's, you know, you can kind of relate it to that, but it's arguable that it's not racist. Right. What's another one of them?
Some of the pushback on that, of course, her fans are like, you know, it's dark as night is depression, the light is happiness. And I'm like, okay, the only thing I'm getting from that is that Taylor's been using the same fucking reference 100 times in every song. Because like,
exactly.
And they were acting like this is like,
not.
Yeah, I got it. Plenty of artists have compared night and day, darkness, depression, love to light.
Right.
But here's my thing. If the Swifties are going to position Taylor as a genius who pays such close attention to words and nuance and wordplay that she can hide things in plain sight. And then they're going to pretend,
wouldn't she notice
that she was writing a song. Taylor knows she's white, and she knows that Kayla, along with Travis's other exes, are black. So you want to tell me that this genius didn't have a single moment while she was putting all these words together and writing this song where she was like, maybe comparing black to something bad and white to something good is not the right move in a song where I'm
Yeah.
also implying that Travis's ex was using him for clout and attention. Like, I just
Yeah.
can't. It's really hard for me to imagine that there wasn't a single moment of that. Do I think she sat down and was like, I'm going to be a racist asshole to Travis's ex? No. But do I think there probably
Right.
was a moment where she was like, or there should have been. There should have been a moment. And I think that's where a lot of people are like, what the fuck? So there was that one. And then
Yeah.
there's also, is it Eldest Daughter, I guess, where she says, I'm not a savage. I'm not a bad bitch. Is it that one?
Right. Right.
Right.
Which
so people,
did
yeah,
feel like a direct reference to Megan Thee Stallion.
it did. And what's her deal with Megan?
Nothing. I
Nothing
just think
particular. Yeah.
she's like using one of her lyrics to be like, I'm not that.
Which white women, hello, like if to say something like that, to say like, I'm not a bad bitch, I'm not a savage, you might not think that you're saying anything derogatory about black women, but then when you follow it up with saying, I'm a good girl, I'm never going to leave you, I'm never going to break my vow, you're very much leveraging these two things against each other. And again, you're kind of saying, this was bad and I'm right, I'm good, I'm pure.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it doesn't look good from the outside.
When his exes are black.
When his
so
exes
it's
are
like,
black.
how could you not see, if you're writing this, how could you not see that?
That part. Yeah, I feel like there wasn't there another one? I feel like there's one more line she says that, and I can't think of what it was.
I know. Where she's like, we're gonna have a couple of kids. And
The whole block
gonna
looking like
look
you. Mm.
Which is just a weird thing to say in general.
And then somebody tried to defend it and was like, no, she means because she's so rich, she's going to own the whole block. And I'm like, equally as problematic.
No.
Equally as problematic,
she's
even
like,
if that's it.
I'm going to move into a white neighborhood or something.
Everyone's going to have a buzz cut, which you got from black culture.
Ooh.
Crazy.
Yeah. I just think when you start to, I don't know what the word is. You start to incorporate these strange, because it's like it hasn't always been right wing, but right now, especially in this moment, all of this shit is very right wing.
Read the room, Taylor. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's like, okay.
Is she reading it very well and she knows exactly what she's doing? I don't know. Because like even with Canceled, right? People speculate and possibly it's about Blake and she's telling everybody that she doesn't give a fuck and that Blake's her friend and Blake's been there for her, right? But to me, it also a little bit read like Brittany Mahomes is my friend and I don't give a fuck if you guys don't like it because I like my friends Canceled. Like in general, the message is very, even when what was it today or yesterday where she did her little response video and you can just tell the energy that's coming off of her body. You can tell that she's like not fucking happy, with the reception of the album. And her responses are always very much like, well, even if you don't like me, it's fucking helping me. And it's like, all right. Like, it's just like, you're literally the most popular person in the world. You know what I mean? And it's like, we've all dealt with that mean person back in high school. Again, we said, and I don't know, the power imbalance. And that's where people are like, oh, so because she's famous, she can't write about Travis's exes. And it's like, I do understand what you're saying. But again, the power imbalance. Like everybody, all eyes on Taylor. So if she writes in her song, like, and then the girl with the blue sweater walked past me, people are going to be looking for the girl in the blue sweater. And she knows that. She knows these things. So that's where we have to be more aware and be like, is Taylor just having a good time? Right. And all these things are coincidences? Or is she very aware and she's planning these things there on purpose, which has always been the stance. The stance has always been that she's very aware and she's purposely planning things. But now that the Swifties are getting feedback that she's planning things that, are fucking offensive, they're like, oh, no. She's satirical. She's a comedian. Like, come on. Satire.
I heard that video that you're talking about. It was an interview with Zach
Zane
Lowe.
Lowe or Zach?
Zane Lowe.
Yeah.
And that in this interview, she all of a sudden said that a lot of the songs are satire when she had never said that before.
I thought
So
this
she's,
was
like,
like a personal.
backpedaling.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
thought this was
she's
like her personal
backpedaling.
love letter to Travis. And another
Well, she
pledge
claims
allegiance
to
to
not
my.
be online. Yeah.
That's the other thing. I was about to talk shit about the pledge allegiance to my hand, your hands, your team, your vibes. But the other thing that kills
Yes.
me is they always say, like, oh, she's like our chronically online bestie. She knows everything that's going on. And this album is proof that she is chronically online. But then in the same breath, they'll be like, oh, she's not online anymore. She doesn't read anything that you guys are saying about her. Like, yes, the fuck she does. That whole album
Because she
has
talks
references.
out of both sides of her mouth. Yeah.
That's pick a fucking
online-
side. Yes.
To online memes, essentially.
Like,
I didn't notice that in the Fate of Ophelia, she was like pledging allegiance to your vibes. And I was like, that's interesting.
your hands, your team, your like, how many football references are too many? No, really. Like,
Yeah.
but then again, we're talking about a woman who bakes bread and names them all after her own songs. Like, I just wonder how much.
does?
Yeah.
Well, I
The
think
life
I
of a
see
dough
this
girl.
with famous people.
Get
That's
ready.
amazing.
Get ready for it. It's a loaf story.
I didn't know she did that.
Yes, this is like and it is funny, but it's also like because the graduation speech was littered in it. The gifts that she gives to people are like everything about her is like a joke or a play on her brand. And she even says that when she finds a new hobby, she like gets hyper fixated and changes her whole personality for it. And it all just, like you said, it all kind of lends to her not really having any true identity, which is very fascinating considering she's the most popular person in the fucking world.
Yeah.
and
It's
is also a lost
symptoms
soul.
of narcissism, narcissistic personality disorder.
Oh my God, we're going to get canceled.
Oh, whatever.
I'm just kidding. Taylor
Good
likes her
thing
friend.
I like
yeah.
my friends canceled.
Yeah.
But what I was going to say is I feel like this is what happens to people the longer that they're famous too, is that they keep going back to like what worked or like referencing their own shit. Tell me if I can say this. I was a big Michael Jackson fan.
I think we're allowed to say that.
As he started to age and make music that people weren't even really buying anymore, I saw what his formula was and how he was trying to recreate like Thriller. And
Okay.
he made a lot of he made more spooky songs, you know? And I
He was
was
trying to
like,
catch that vibe again.
yeah. And I was
It's
like,
lightning in a
Michael,
bottle.
you've done the spooky thing.
Yeah. You can't. I mean,
Yeah.
you can't redo Thriller, Michael. Come on, don't be silly. You know? Like, don't do that.
Right.
Yeah.
But it just seems like they get like fixated on certain things or it becomes a formula. I don't really know.
I wonder, do you think it's possible to get famous and not become a self-absorbed asshole? I mean, truly,
Maybe
right?
not.
I mean, we
Maybe
think we
not.
see them, but imagine how addicting it has to be. I mean,
Yeah.
of course, there's negatives, right? We'll never deny that. I can't imagine having somebody scrutinize my every move. I can't imagine like my embarrassing shit being out there for everybody. But then at the same time, I mean, when you're Taylor Swift, like fucking DoorDash was running an orange sale because she was releasing her album and everything that was orange was on sale. Like that reach is nuts, you know? And that's why on one hand, like I'm never going to sit here and say she's not talented or that, you know, she doesn't know what she's doing. That's just dumb. And if you say that she's not talented or that she's ugly, that is the stuff. That's misogyny. You know what I mean? Obviously, she's talented. But there does come a point to it where it's like, holy shit. I mean, like, I just saw they're doing a laser show for her, like at a museum somewhere. There's a Taylor Swift laser show. Like,
Well,
what?
usually they just take the music.
But
you
I know, but I'm saying like
But that's a niche thing. Like hippies go to those.
that's what's so nuts about it.
Yeah,
And
it's nuts.
it's pretty captivating. And
But
we didn't
also,
even
if you're someone who works for her, if you have a job related to Taylor Swift, or you have to like physically answer to her, you become a yes man because you want to keep your job. And then, that's what happens with like really toxic people or people with drug addictions or whatever. They eventually like succumb to whatever their vice is.
Did you ever watch The Little Prince on HBO? There's
No.
only one season of it, and I think because it's so good. But basically, it's a cartoon, but it's a parody of the royal family. And George, so Prince George is the main character. But that's kind of the whole vibe, is that everyone around him is a yes man. He wants to be a singer, right? That's like Prince George's passion, but he's not good. And he kind of has that moment where he's like, how am I ever going to know if anybody in my life is being honest with me? Because I have so much power just because of who I am, that people are willing to lie to me to be in close proximity to me. I mean, obviously it's way funnier and like that, but that's the general message of what's being pushed through. And I'm like, that does have to be really difficult as a person. And then I think like literally my age now, I can't imagine if I had spent the past 20 years of my life like being in the public eye, having public relationships, like being so sought after that, every company changes their logo to match my theme when I'm releasing an album. Like it's pretty nuts. Like what a reach.
Yeah.
And it doesn't look like it's slowing down anytime soon because the
No.
Swifties, truly, you guys are a cult. Let's just call it. Like, I mean, some of you are proud of it, but the Swifties are what really make it tough. They make it tough.
Right.
You guys are scary.
It is most definitely a cult.
It's completely a cult. Oh, there's probably, but I don't think she's going anywhere. Do you think she's going to, like, how public do you think this wedding's going to be? What do you think?
Okay, do we think the wedding's going to happen?
Low key?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, this clip of her on Graham Norton where he's like, so have you started wedding planning? And she's like, no, I'm rolling out this album and I'm focusing on that. And then I think I'll start the planning. And she looks like she's never even thought of
about
the next
a wedding.
Step.
Yeah.
Which I don't know. I've never been engaged.
Right.
But she also has everyone at her beck and call. Like, how much work is this going to be for her? It could be as much or as little as she wants.
Exactly.
I don't think that this is overwhelming her. So that was just a strange reaction.
Do you really think she's going to give someone else control of the way it looks? She's got to like hide Easter eggs at her wedding.
Right. Well, you can't convince me that the engagement wasn't, planned. Paired with the rollout of the album. Yeah.
Oh, all of this. I mean, right after the engagement too, he announced a partnership with friggin', what was it, American Eagle?
Yeah.
Which, bad timing. Like, what the heck? Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing that gets me with people is like, when we call it PR, I'm not saying that Taylor and Travis don't love each other. I'm not saying that they're not really engaged, but like, the PR is obvious.
But they're taking every opportunity.
Like, you guys don't think it's a little weird that like she went on and then people are like, Jason Kelsey is the next Barbara Walters. Like, you guys really fucking think that she didn't write out every question and approve everything they were talking about? Like when they do the little promo and Jason's like, what's in the suitcase? And everybody's like, oh my God, she shocked him. Are you kidding me? You think Jason didn't know what the fuck was in the fucking suitcase? Come on. Like, that's the shit that pisses me off. That's the shit that I can't take serious. That and the key that opened my thighs. I can't take none of that shit serious.
And with that.
So after all of that, How do you feel about Taylor now? Do you feel the same as when you came in?
I really feel sorry for her.
Okay.
Here's the thing. Here's what usually happens now. And we're starting to see it. A lot of bad plastic surgery. Just a lot of more things to make you more and more out of touch. And I think we're seeing the beginning of it. And people are still going to worship her, and that's annoying. But at the end of the day, it's really sad.
It is sad. It is. And I always wonder,
this is a new take.
I wonder for anytime I see a woman is shackling herself to a man, I'm like, why are you doing that? Right? That's always my first thought. And then when she talked on New Heights about getting her master's back and she ran into Travis, when she said that he had to take off his headset because he was playing video games, listen, that was all I needed to know. He can't spell and he's on your couch playing video games. We've all dated that man and it doesn't go well. And
not even Taylor Swift can escape that man.
Can't escape that. Exactly. You could be a fucking billionaire and you're still going to end up with a man sitting on your couch playing video games asking you how to spell squirrel. Like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how successful you are.
Exactly. Yep.
And that's just where we're at as women.
So, yeah, it's sad.
It's so sad. You're right. And yeah, sad. For all of us. Oh, man.
Hey, at least she beat that Adele record.
Oh, it's the little things or the huge things. I don't know. That's whatever.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Taylor.
Thanks for listening, everybody. Thank you for listening to us hate on Taylor Swift for almost 2 hours.
Yeah. We hope you hated Taylor Swift as much as we did. You're going to love the other stuff we hate.
Yeah. So stick around.
Stick around.